that 43 defendants have been charged with trafficking heroin, cocaine, marijuana, and prescription medications, including hydrocodone, throughout Orange County. The enforcement action, entitled Operation Frostbite, occurred throughout the winter and utilized undercover police officers to purchase narcotics. Additionally, other law enforcement agencies and their uniformed officers conducted car stops and executed search warrants. The sweep targeted heroin, cocaine, marijuana, and prescription medications such as hydrocodone in the cities, towns, and highways throughout Orange County. This county-wide enforcement action, the first this year and the fifth since Orange County District Attorney Dave Hoovler took office, resulted in the seizure of over 1 kilogram of heroin, plus cocaine, hydrocodone, and marijuana, collectively having a street value in excess of $330,000, as well as 3 loaded handguns, a rifle, and 2 shotguns. The key today that I'd like to get out to the media and to the people of Orange County is, here we have the critical components of these police agencies that are here, of their commitment, and most importantly, their cooperation in this effort. I'd also like to recognize, again, the chief executives from those municipalities that have contributed and also are participating in the task force and with, with Orange County law enforcement. Thank you very much. We all represent some area of Orange County, and that's who we're doing it for, the people of Orange County, to make them safer. Drug sale and possession has no boundaries. As you see, the jurisdictions are the cities and the towns and all throughout Orange County. Of the 43 defendants, 12 of them have prior felony convictions. The maximum sentence for the Class A1 felony of criminal possession of controlled substance in the first degree is 20 years in state prison. There's a breakdown of the Class B and Class C and a violent felony in your packet. And just a couple stats I'd like to give you. Every day, and this comes from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Every day in the United States, 120 people die as a result of a drug overdose. Almost 7,000 people are treated in emergency rooms for misuse or abuse of drugs. In 28 states, heroin overdose deaths have doubled. They have doubled. While the majority of prescription opioid users do not become heroin users, 3 out of 4 heroin users report having abused prescription opioids, prescription drugs. 2 things that appear to be driving the increase in heroin overdoses: widespread prescription opioid exposure and increasing rates of opioid addiction, and increased heroin supply. 2 key reasons for heroin's resurgence: larger, cheaper supply stemming from increase in heroin importation by Latin American cartels, bigger market for opiates driven by prescription painkillers. And also, another bullet point, the purity has increased over the years, allows for ingesting without the use of needles, and opens the market up to more users. Now, this is an interesting statistic. In 2012, healthcare providers wrote 259 million prescriptions for painkillers. Just think about it. That's enough for all of us, for every person in the United States, to have a bottle of pills sitting in our medicine cabinet. And now I'd like to introduce the Orange County District Attorney, Dave Hoovler.
Thank you, Sheriff. Good afternoon and welcome, everyone. Thank you for coming. The Sheriff spoke a little bit about the statistics nationwide. I'm going to talk a little bit about Orange County, since we're here in Orange County. And the medical examiner's in the back of the room. He graciously came here today. He assisted, his office put together some numbers. Last year, 76 overdoses in Orange County, 28 deaths, just here in Orange County. We're losing an entire generation of people to this epidemic, and we need to do a better job of understanding what's driving it, what's causing it, and how to treat it. Before I walk you through each of the segments of this operation, I think it's important to note that you have 13 different law enforcement agencies in this room right now, out of the over 30 in the county. I'm here to tell you that as a district attorney, it is often said in this county that there's too many chiefs, there's too many organizations. I can tell you that in the time I've been in office, these gentlemen work together, they work together well, and they do everything they can to serve their municipalities and the citizens of this county exceptionally, with exceptional performance. I want to comment on something that was said just before we started here. A reporter said, the sweeps seem to get bigger and bigger. And that's probably true. They do seem to get bigger and bigger. And then they asked, why do they get bigger and bigger? Well, it's real simple. People are always going to want illegal drugs. And what that does, it gives rise to the predators who want to sell to make quick dollars. Well, make no mistakes. In this county, the narcotics trade is the portal, or the gateway. And it's connected to 70% of all crime. Whether it's burglary, whether it's robbery, whether it's a shooting, whether it's weapons possession, whether it's domestic violence, or even drug driving. Just today, in county court, we saw the horrific consequences of what this epidemic has done to our county. A 17-year-old girl pled guilty to one of the most exceptionally violent murders I have seen in recent years. And she did so while she was in a drug-fueled rage. And she did so in Goshen to an 81-year-old woman to get money to buy drugs or to pay a drug debt. So where does this leave law enforcement? It leaves us right here we are today. The never-ending task where the men and women in law enforcement have to put their lives at risk to enforce our drug laws from predators who are selling to make money. The new task force that the sheriff mentioned, that several municipalities are part of, their job is to seek out those predators and to take them off our streets. That task force, along with our partners, and when I say partners, all of the municipalities in this room and the state police who often provide logistic and technical support in a lot of the operations, their drug lab, are here to stop that. So I'd just now like to walk you through just some of the operations before I call up some other individuals to talk. The operation in Port Jervis,